Hey guys, good afternoon. My name is Dustin. This is Strong on Health, and this is the end of our Ask Me Anything hour. This is when we answer any questions that you may have about nutrition products, health in general. And today we got 5 different things we're going over. Number 1 is a product that somebody submitted called ChocZero. It's a maple syrup substitute. The next question is about keto and a keto diet that we're going to kind of look through what somebody was eating and kind of help them out with that. Number 3 is a question about liver. And can you eat liver, and can you only eat liver to get liver? We're going to talk a little bit about hot flashes, and we're going to finally talk about allergies. Okay, so ChocZero, we're going to jump right in. Thank you. We tagged you ChocZero because I got some questions about your ingredients. Here's what I like about the ChocZero is that there isn't sugar added into it. There aren't the sweeteners, and that's what they're trying to do is get rid of sugar, and I love that. But the thing that I don't know is the ingredient list gets a little unclear. It just says liquid vegetable fiber. So I have no idea where that's coming from or what the source is or how that is. Then it says maple syrup flavor. I'm not sure how that's being achieved. And so these are kind of just ambiguous ingredients. We'd love to know more about those. But from what I can see without knowing more about those, it would be for someone who's trying to keep your sugar low, if it does taste good and we haven't tasted it yet, a good option to keep the sugar out. I wouldn't personally say that I would try it yet until I knew a little bit more about those, but compared to like dumping sugar or bad things or like some kind of like, you know, hydrolyzed peanut butter or something on your pancakes, it's probably a better alternative for those things. But here's the thing about maple syrup, guys, is maple syrup, if you get it from a really good source, even though there is naturally occurring sugar in it, there's also minerals in there. So there's some value when you're getting those sweeteners from their original raw whole food source. In fact, I would encourage honey in some areas and maple syrup when it comes from that, and things like blackstrap molasses. These are really important to get mineral content in. So don't be too freaked out by maple syrup. Actually, maple syrup is going to be one of the things that I would encourage people to possibly use if it's a good, again, pure source straight from the tree without being too messed with or having things added to it. A lot of times people will add sugar to maple syrups. Those are the ones you definitely want to stay away from. But if you get a good, true, clean source of it, not a bad thing. But ChocZero, we'd love to hear more from you. Please give us some more information. In fact, I took a real quick peek at your Facebook page, and it looks like there's some really cool recipes on there. Actually, it looked really delicious, so I'm interested to hear more. Okay, keto. We've had somebody asking some questions about keto, and they submitted some of the foods that they're eating. And this ties in really good because she actually included a picture of a coffee booster. And here's what I like. I'm going to read the ingredients to you. It is virgin coconut oil, grass-fed ghee, cinnamon, cardamom, nutmeg. So that's actually a very clear ingredient list, and I actually like most of that. Some people tend to have sensitivities to nutmeg. It would be cooler to see organic sources, but for the most part, that looks pretty good to me, and that is going to be helpful for someone who's trying to put some flavor into their coffee and go into keto. But as I'm examining what she sent in, we're really missing things like potassium, fiber, and magnesium. Those are the 3 things that I'm always cautioning people to look out for when they're going into a keto diet, because those tend to be really low in the standard American diet in the first place. And then when you go into a keto diet, they tend to be even less represented in the foods that you're eating. So you have a situation where you're already low and you're making it worse, and a lot of times people experience a lot of problems because of that. If you're eating things like just steak and cheese and chicken, you're not getting a lot of those. Now I do see a little bit of cauliflower rice in there, a little bit of asparagus, and even, admittedly, a mini container of guacamole. So you're not getting enough fiber, full stop, when you're looking at that. You have to have at least 30 to 40 grams of fiber a day to make sure that you're getting everything going. If you're thinking about weight loss and you're trying to do the keto for weight loss, you have to be respectful of estrogen, because estrogen is a grower. It is something that can have people hold onto a lot of fat. If you're not having sufficient fiber, you may not be clearing the estrogen, so even though you're doing the right things in the diet, your hormones are still working against you. So really important to make sure you're still getting ample amounts of fiber. I'm not seeing a lot of potassium in this diet either, and potassium is incredibly important for so many functions in the body. You want to make sure you're getting that. When you are eating a keto type diet, you're going to be getting your potassium from more things like codfish, salmon, more avocados. Those are going to be really high in potassium. So if you're going to go keto, make sure you're increasing those for the micronutrient loads. And magnesium as well. You got to be making sure you're getting your raw nuts and seeds in there, not only for the magnesium, but for the fiber as well. So those are going to be some things that I would point out for this. But if you're really trying to do something for weight loss, and that's what you're trying to do, I love the fact that you're trying to go keto because you're removing all the carbs, you're removing all the sugars that could be increasing your insulin. Insulin is one of the hormones you have to keep low if you're trying to lose weight because it's a fat builder. You got to keep it in an appropriate amount. Estrogen being the other, and then cortisol is the third. So be mindful of those, and if you need more information about that, let me know. I'll take another peek through this if I find something else, and I'll share it with you on the next one. Okay, liver. So a lot of times people are hearing about eating liver because it's a great source of a lot of nutrients, and it absolutely actually is. There's an old saying that you say you eat these like parts because they like parts. How does it go? Like parts, like parts, I used to say. So if you want to nourish your liver, you should be eating liver. There's a lot of nutrients in there, a lot. But yes, you can get them from other sources. The only thing is you got to make sure you're eating and getting a little bit of everything all the time to nourish your body. And when people aren't being educated enough on all the things that they need, the liver can actually be a really good source. And I know there's a lot of vegans out there saying, oh, I'm not gonna listen to you anymore because you're talking about eating animal parts. But the thing is if you're looking from a nutritional standpoint, if you're trying to make sure you're getting the nutrition, it is going to be, there's gonna have to eat a lot of things to be able to get the nutrition that you're finding in there. One of the big ones is a good vitamin B source. And vegans, if you are going vegan, nutritional yeast almost has to be a part of your daily regimen, or mushrooms. There's certain nutrients that you're gonna have to be getting from those if you're not getting them from animal sources. So please be respectful of the fact that your body still needs those even though you're not eating the meat. Okay, hot flashes. So many people have been asking about hot flashes, and they think that it's something that just happens and you have no control over it, although you're just getting to that age where you get the hot flashes. That is not necessarily true. All of this is information from your body. And once you understand what that means and why you're getting those, you have so much more control. Now, there's not just one singular thing that could be making your body create that hot flash, and that's where it gets confusing. Someone will say, well, you know what, I tried to support my adrenal glands because I was told that that's why, and it can be a part of it, but it didn't go away. But there are many aspects to it, and you got to make sure you're understanding all of those. But just don't give up and then think that because you're getting older, you have to get hormones thrown into you to stop you from having that, because as we know, getting too much hormones, that can create all kinds of other problems. So balancing them naturally is still your objective. If you were thinking longevity, if you were thinking you want to live to be 100, I would be focusing on understanding, balancing your hormones, and taking that information from your body saying something's missing, something isn't right, what is it? And it's not because you need to go find some exogenous hormones to put into your body. So think about why your body can't create those. And it's not just because you're getting older. It's because there's a lot of things missing that your body needs to be able to make those hormones now. Okay, and the last thing is allergies. So a lot of times you may have just heard me say things that sound absolutely counter to what you've heard over time, or something different than what you've been taught. And I absolutely respect that, and I want you to think in terms of anything that I say to you to challenge it and to think about it. But I also want you, if you're going to challenge what I'm saying, challenge where you got the knowledge, what you think is truth in the first place. So many people think that allergies are something that they just have to deal with, or allergies are just something that happens because you have a weak system, or this happened or that happened. There's so many things that's happening in your body in response to either something missing or an excess of something. And so unless you can tell me definitively that you absolutely know what the cause of that allergy is, and you're going to say, well, it's ragweed. Well, okay, well, why is your body responding to ragweed should be the question. And if you can't give me, if you get a question that it's not something that just happens to people, your body should be able to live in the world that we live in. It should be able to respond to it. So take that as information and help educate yourself to know that there's more that you can do to find balance in your body to be the best, healthiest version of yourself. Today's Thankful Thursday. And so we spend our time thinking about people that we've been grateful for and the things that they've done to us for us. And Lori Williams at the Chamber of Commerce here in Mansfield is somebody that I want to make sure that I thank today, because she has been so helpful and instrumental in so many people's lives around here, especially in thinking about health and wellness and helping us get the Healthy This Way initiative on its way to be something that is going to genuinely improve the lives of all the people in this community, and hopefully if we create a beautiful model in communities around the United States and other places. So just want to say thank you for doing that. And also one more thank you to my friend Andre DeShields, who gave us some beautiful, beautiful photography of the Strong on Health box. And it really warmed my heart, all of our hearts, to really see how much joy hopefully that brought him and hopefully other people in the cast. So thanks for watching, guys. If you have more questions, we'll be back on Tuesday. Again, at the end of the hour, we go live on Facebook, and you can find that you can email us any question, and we'll do our best to answer it or give you some information on it that hopefully gives you a different way to think about it and helps put you in a position where you are more in control of what is going on in your life. Okay, thanks for watching, guys, and hopefully we'll see you on Tuesday.